Hey, I'm Eric Kotzian. I'm here with Annette Kotzian, and she's an amazing member at the Transformation Club. And at the time that we're recording this, she's been there for, what, almost 5 years? Pretty close to that, would you say?
5.5.
5.5 years. So she's been there a really long time. She's seen it all. She's done it all. And she's here to talk about her experience there, the results, and everything else that has taken place. So, Annette, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and share your story today. I really do appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so let's jump back. Let's jump back 5.5 years ago and kind of tell me what you were going through at that time, physically, emotionally, some of those things that kind of maybe triggered the push for you to join the Transformation Club.
Well, personally, I was in kind of a low place mood-wise. There were just some things in my life that were causing me some pretty significant concerns. As a result of that, I found myself kind of turning inward, putting on weight, difficulty sleeping, anxiety issues. And at that point, I just knew I needed to do something to get myself back into a healthy place. And I thought that physical activity would be a good start.
Okay, and so you were kind of, this was probably like building up over time, I'm guessing, and it was just kind of getting to the point where it was probably eating at you?
Absolutely. I had just reached a point where I knew I needed to do something for my mental and physical health.
Okay, and so you pulled the trigger. Now, there's a lot of places that you could pick and choose from and all these things. What was it about Transformation Club that kind of stood out? You said, you know what, I think these are going to be the right guys for me.
I think what it was, first of all, it was kind of a little encouragement from a friend who was looking at signing up for a trial period as well. But what stood out to me was that they said, we will take you at whatever level you are, and we will work with you. And that, a lot of places will say, we'll take beginners. But I actually contacted Justin and said, what does that mean? What in your mind is a beginner? And he just said, whatever level you're at, we'll take you where you are and we'll bring you forward. And so that made me feel comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm going to give this a shot.
Okay, and you say beginner, so what was your definition of, like, what did you think it was, beginner?
For me personally, beginner
Yeah.
was a non-exerciser.
Okay.
I had never been participating in any program before. I mean, I would do outside activities, not very strenuous, but never any kind of routine exercise. That just was not for me.
And so I'm guessing, right, you'd gone and you're probably a little bit nervous, right? You weren't sure 100% what to expect when you kind of go in for those first few classes. Did they do a good job of making you feel or alleviating any of the questions or concerns or that nervousness that you had?
Absolutely. From the very first day, they took time to, first of all, greet me, make me feel welcome, call me by name, made me feel like they were happy to see me. And then also, as we went through the warm-ups, the initial exercises, they would take the time to come by and correct my form, give me adaptations if I needed to. Whatever was needed, they were there. It just took my angst away right away.
Okay, so you felt comfortable, and as you gone into the process, was the atmosphere, kind of explain what that was like as well?
That was one thing I was scared about, because when I first started, the program was called a boot camp.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my gosh, a boot camp, that means screaming and yelling and them, kind of in your face. This program is anything but that. It, again, there's just strong verbal encouragement. It's all positive. Perfect form, or no, try this way, great job. It was just all positive, all encouraging, all accepting. And I just can't stress that enough, because when you're uncertain about going into a program, you walk in there with just thinking people are going to judge, or it's going to be loud and threatening, and that just didn't exist at the club.
So it was supportive.
Incredibly supportive, yes.
Okay. And was it supportive as well from not just the trainer side of things, but from the other people there training? Was that a group that they're supportive of each other?
everyone is incredibly, it's a family. You know, at this point, I've known some other members who've been there for a while, but because of the challenges that the club offers, we're constantly getting new people in, and it is really fun to watch. I'm going to say the existing members reaching out to newcomers, those newcomers coming in and learning people and connecting, and how are you feeling today? How was it? There's just a lot of interaction. You know, I'm currently retired, but I used to be a teacher, and so I know the importance of relationships. And what I see happening at the club is members really working to build relationships and support each other consistently. Not only, as you said, the trainers, but each other. It's fantastic.
And so it sounds like, right, you talk about it being a family, so it sounds like there's a social element as well. So you're not just going in there and, training and working out. It sounds like you guys all pretty much get along, and have you gotten maybe some new friends out of it and things like that over the years?
Incredibly so. I have gotten new
Okay.
friends. There's the Facebook element of the club as well, where you can kind of join a Facebook
Okay.
group, I guess it's called. And so through that, you learn other members, what's going on in their world, their family, their travels, and that is a fun thing to share once you then go in for a workout.
Hmm.
You know, oh, I see that you went to Chicago last weekend, and you know, it kind of
Yeah.
sparks some conversation. There's been opportunities for after class. We gather for coffee at a local coffee place, and that's been fun to get to know each other personally as
Okay.
well. Um, yeah, it's just all been great.
So you've got this group of people, you've got this club that is like a family. There's a social element to it. It's very supportive. Let's talk about the results because obviously, right, you wouldn't be there for 5.5 years if you didn't get some results and it wasn't, a great supportive place for you. So tell me what you've seen throughout the years in terms of results physically, emotionally, anything else like that.
Okay, I'll start physically. Excuse me, I'll start physically because that was one of the big things that brought me there too. Is as I had mentioned, I was, I don't know, I guess about 40 pounds overweight from my estimation. And after I started working out there, when I first just started working out, that gave me a feeling of more strength and better sleep because it was just, I don't know, just whatever exercise does for your body. That's a good thing, right? Um, and then once I kind of got comfortable with working out and exercising, I started thinking about the need to improve my nutrition. And that's where Janelle came in. She taught me so much about the proper way to eat and the importance of protein and veggies and all of that. And when I dialed into not only the exercise but also the nutrition portion of it, I was able to drop 40 pounds. That was huge. I mean, that's a lot of weight.
Mhm.
And when the weight was gone, I then saw again the improved, everything improved. The energy level, the sleep, the mood. Um, I don't know. I would even say interactions with people because your confidence increases when you're feeling better. So the results for me have been phenomenal. Now, as any other person on this planet, you know, I'll tell you that the weight goes up and down
Mhm.
depending on where I am in my personal journey as far as commitment to proper nutrition. I have been very consistent with the exercise portion, and there has been time since I retired that I will be gone for like 8 weeks because we go south for the winter. When I'm not doing my 3 times a week strength training, there's a difference.
Mhm.
There's a definite difference in my energy level and mood. I have to try to build in other activities to keep that level going. Um, but I don't know. There's just been so many positive changes in my world and in my life since I've started to be a consistent member and working out and being committed to both strength and nutrition, good nutrition.
And since you've been committed to this for a good amount of time, has there been a positive effect in the family too? Is like other family members seen this and maybe that's kind of spurred them on a little bit to kind of make sure they're doing things better? Have you seen something like that too?
Absolutely. They'll tease me a lot because
Hmm.
I'll say, sugar's the devil. You shouldn't be eating that, or what I don't hassle them, but, I'll
Hmm.
say things like that. And they've commented and seen just a growth in my understanding of nutrition. I have one son who's really into weightlifting, and he will have conversations about how much protein we should be including and different things like that. It's been great. So yes, they have seen an improvement in me, and there's been improvement in our family as to what we eat, and then what we do as far as activities go. um, it'll be more physical based, if that makes sense.
And have you?
Also, just to add to that too, even time with friends now, whereas oftentimes I would think I'd meet friends for coffee, now maybe we do a walk and talk. We'll
Hmm.
take
Hmm.
walks together rather than just sitting. We're doing something active
Okay.
while we're visiting, and that's been a fun change.
So you've made such big changes, not just physically, right? You said there's an emotional, there's a mood, there's a full like circle, family changes, all these things have changed. How does it make you feel knowing that you've made such a drastic change in your life over this time while being there?
Well, I guess you have to say it's certainly a sense of pride
Hmm.
that you make a decision to make some good positive changes, and you stick with it, and those changes happen. It's about commitment too. So yeah, there's pride there. There's increased self confidence, and I think just a more balanced life. And who
Okay.
doesn't need that?
And this has been life changing.
Absolutely, 100% life changing.
Okay. And now let me ask you this. I guess we'll leave this as the last question. So you've been there 5.5 years. Actually, I have two more questions. If you were to pinpoint, maybe this might be hard, but if you were to pinpoint what it's been that's kept you there that long, could you do that? Do you think there's been one thing, or has it just been a kind of a multiple mashup of things that have kept you there that long?
That is hard. I think there's a little bit of a mashup, but I think for me, one of the main things is the relationship
Hmm.
that you're able to develop with the trainers, the sense of community that Justin and Janelle have created in the club, um, just makes you feel like you belong. And that for me is huge. To be able to walk into a room and just feel like I belong there has really helped me to stick with it.
Okay. And then the last question is, let's say someone's watching this, they're hearing your story, and they're thinking about joining, but they're on the fence. They're thinking, this might be the place, but I'm still not sure. What would you want to tell that person?
I would want to say take the leap of faith and give it a try and join, because I promise you, you are going to feel welcomed, you are going to feel supported, and you are going to see results without question. If you give it a shot and stay committed, this will change your life.
Well, Annette, I appreciate you taking just a few minutes out of your day to share your story, share your experience about the Transformation Club. I really do appreciate it, and I want to wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you.
All right, you take care.
You too.